Western Nebraska Regional Airport Authority Board took the time on Wednesday to recognize and honor their longtime board chair who passed last month. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, longtime airport board chair Don Overman is remembered by his colleagues during their first meeting since his September 16th passing. Overman's son, Sheriff Mark Overman, accepted Don's board chair name plaque on behalf of the Overman family, presented by now board chair Bob Unziker, who invited comments from those in attendance on memories they had of Don. Unziker moved into the chairman role according to the Airport Authority bylaws, and the board Wednesday selected member Matt Ziegler to move into Unziker's former role of vice chair. Airport Director Raul Aguayo explains the process now to fill the vacant seat on the board.
We will advertise next week in the paper, so anybody who lives in Scottsbluff County is welcome to apply for the open seat. The process is basically put together a resume like you would for a job, so that we know what you're about and why you're interested in the airport board, and bring that application to my office here at the airport, and we'll go through those, we'll present them to the board, and then we'll set up interview dates sometime early part of next month, so that we can make that announcement of the new position by the 20th, or next board meeting.
Overman served as chairman of the Western Nebraska Regional Airport Board as both an appointed and an elected member starting in 1996. Following a major remodel completed in 2005, the airport board voted to name the current terminal building the Donald E. Overman Terminal. Well, administrators at Gering Public Schools are expressing disappointment about several notes found by students at the high school this week that categorize some students in what's being called an inappropriate manner. Superintendent Bob Hastings says the lists were not threatening in nature and more of an internal disciplinary situation, but decided to reach out to parents through the district's messaging system about the note.
We just told them that we became aware of various notes and that we were in possession of those notes, named some students and categorized them in inappropriate ways. Out of an abundance of caution, we included our school resource officer and law enforcement in just making sure that there wasn't any safety concerns.
Hastings says the disrespectful lists were below the standards of behavior for students at the high school, and teenagers at the institution know more is expected of them. He tells us between 10 and 20 students' names were on the list, and Principal Rocky Schneider with other high school administrators did reach out to those students impacted, as well as offering to meet with parents if they so desire. Well, straight ahead, things may cool off just a few degrees over the next few days. Billboard's got your full forecast coming up right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we understand that you have a busy life, and that means you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking with features such as iPay, recurring transfers, and mobile deposit. So you can bank how you want, when you want to. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
At TC & More in Scottsbluff, we believe it's the little things that make your house a home. Start with home decor. Brighten up any room in your house with flags, wall decorations, and custom art pieces. Next, brighten up your wardrobe with clothing and accessories like jewelry and purses from the Myra collection. And remember, seniors and military members receive an additional 10% discount. Visit our website, tcandmore.com, and like us on Facebook, TC & More, 1621 Broadway, beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
Meet Toberfest, the famous once-a-year sandwich celebration of all things beer, cheese, mustard, and pretzel roll, now happening all over the world, in America, in Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Not a bad looking evening tonight, with temperatures going to fall down into the 40s is all under partly cloudy skies. Going to turn cloudy overnight into early tomorrow, and a period of some clouds hanging around. Otherwise, beautiful weather coming tonight. Much cooler, though, as we head into tomorrow, even colder for Sunday. And really, the next 7 days is going to be summed up as breezy to windy conditions. High temperature yesterday was 77 after our morning low of 28, so above normal by about 13 degrees on that high, and we touched even warmer than that today. Nothing in the rain gauge, right at normal for the month, and still a little over 4 inches above normal for the year. Take a look at temperatures right now, very comfortable. A band of upper 70s to low 80s from Denver over to Goodland, right up into our area here in western Nebraska as well. Much cooler, though. Look at Watertown checking in at 55, Sioux Falls at 61. Temperatures here are in the 70s all across our region here early this evening for a Thursday. Beautiful looking weather out there. 73 to 78 degrees all across the area. Stronger winds are confined off to the east, 12 and 13 mile an hour winds from Valentine down through Ogallala, and then also in the high country just off to the west of this map. Otherwise, everybody else in that 5 to 10 or 12 mile an hour wind gust range. Looks like temperatures tonight going to be in the 40s as you head off to school in the morning. And we're not going to get too terribly warm tomorrow, in the 60s. Quite a few clouds out there, especially during the first half. And then we'll start to see maybe a few breaks in those clouds. For tonight, then, just a few clouds pass overhead. They'll increase more as we get later on into the night, into the early morning hours tomorrow. Low temperatures are going to stay up because of those clouds a bit, dropping off into the 40s. 38 in Alliance, one of the colder readings out there, 45 in Wheatland. For tomorrow, we start the day with some clouds, and there could be a very slight chance of a passing sprinkle. That's about it. We'll clear out later on in the afternoon into the early evening hours as temperatures, skies clear off, and temperatures are going to warm a little bit tomorrow, but they're certainly going to be much cooler than where they were today. 50s and low 60s out there is all we're going to muster tomorrow for high temperatures. That's some 20 to 25 degrees cooler than where they were today. For tonight, partly cloudy skies, lows in the low 40s. For tomorrow, going to be breezy at times, cloudy early, some sun later on in the day, highs only into the low 60s, and breezy to windy conditions. I told you that's going to be our highlight of the next 7 days. We've got them pasted on there every single day. Probably the windiest weather coming Sunday into Monday, and then again Tuesday into Wednesday. We could see some gusts easily in that 50 mile an hour range. Some showers along that frontal system as well, especially late Friday. Can't rule out some off and on sprinkles or flurries as well later on in the week. Temperatures drop down to 50 by Sunday, a little warm up by Tuesday, only to cool off again and be in the upper 40s by the latter part of next week.
Meet Toberfest, the famous once-a-year sandwich celebration of all things beer, cheese, mustard, and pretzel roll, now happening all over the world, in America, in Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats.
On April 15, 1924, West Nebraska Methodist Episcopal Hospital, the region's first modern hospital, opened in downtown Scottsbluff. The goal was to provide the care residents needed close to home, and it's never changed. For 95 years, we've continued to provide exceptional health care for generations of families throughout our region as a community hospital, a regional referral center, and a Level 2 trauma center. Thank you for trusting your health care to Regional West Medical Center.
Welcome back. A 39-year-old Scottsbluff man has been charged with burglary after allegedly breaking into a home on Avenue B. Jesus Hernandez is charged with burglary and criminal trespass after the homeowners found Hernandez inside of their residence on Tuesday morning, and the home appeared to be ransacked. Hernandez said another family member had given him permission to be there, but police determined that statement to be untrue. He was arrested and will be arraigned on the charges Friday morning in Scottsbluff County Court. Well, the Nebraska Education Department says Nebraska's average composite ACT score dropped for the 2019 graduating class, but is among the highest of the 15 states that test almost all of their students. The 2019 figure was 20, which is down 0.1% from the year before, and it was also lower than the national average of 20.7. But of the 15 states that do test almost all students, only Wisconsin and Utah had a higher score for the 2019 class. Nebraska's average ACT score dropped below the national average last year, which is based on 2018 being the first year that most of the students in the state's graduating class were forced to take the ACT college entrance exam as juniors. And the U.S. Census Bureau has opened its Nebraska office in Lincoln as it prepares for the 2020 count. The Bureau will be hiring thousands of temporary workers to gather and help process the count. However, filling the positions could be difficult in Nebraska, as the state currently has a low unemployment rate of 3.5%. The Nebraska Area Census Office in Lincoln will work with local communities, so-called complete count committees formed by cities and counties and other organizations to tally the total number of people living in the state. Well, straight ahead, the Scottsbluff Bearcats look to continue their momentum and keep their undefeated record intact. We'll have more at the sports desk right after this.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more, tow more, go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for two. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
Now, sports from the First National Bank Sports Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
Well, state titles and big-time football teams are the headlines today here at the First National Bank Sports Desk. Kicking things off on the links, as Tuesday was a banner day for girls golf in the Panhandle with a team title and plenty of domination. In Class B, it was Scottsbluff claiming their 8th state championship in school history as they led wire-to-wire in Columbus. Brock Ayler's team made a steady climb to the top over the last month or so, culminating in a state title. Gering was also outstanding for head coach Jessica Boswell with a second-place finish. How dominant were the two teams? Well, Scottsbluff and Gering had 7 of the top 13 players on the leaderboard, led by Scottsbluff freshman Anna Kelly, who finished in a tie for second. And in Class C, Kimball's Peyton Wise finished in 3rd place, while Mitchell came in 12th in the team standings. Well, it's now late in the high school football season. Week 8 tomorrow night for the Scottsbluff Bearcats at home against Alliance here on KNEB.TV. The Cats have just been punishing teams this year, and that starts with one of the best in the state, senior quarterback and linebacker Sebastian Harsh, who has grown into his team captain role this year.
Personally, I think it's been a great experience. There's nothing I would like more to be one of those top dudes on my team, one of those top dogs, and just be a great role model and a hard worker for my squad and help to lead them to hopefully a state championship this year.
Harsh has been a dominant force on the gridiron since his youth days, and fellow captain Terrence Mokiak says it's pretty wild watching him do his thing week in and week out.
Oh man, just all around. Like, I played on his Carpenter Center football team, and just like how he moves, how fast he is, how physical he is, from being in wrestling to football, then going to basketball, switching at every sport. Just an all-time athlete. Just think he's the best around.
Opposing coaches will tell you that Harsh is one of the scariest defensive players they've ever scouted, and so far on offense, he's accounted for 27 total touchdowns behind Mokiak, Sam Clarkson, and the rest of this dominant offensive line.
It's really been a blessing, honestly. I don't really have to take too many shots, like running the ball. I'm kind of just going from what they're doing for me. They're plowing dudes over, and even in the passing game, I have so much time this year compared to what I had last year. So it just really makes it a lot easier on me, and makes my job a little bit easier, a little bit less stressful. So I really appreciate it, and they're doing a great job.
Now, as for the team and where they're at, on top in the PowerPoints, undefeated, and the goal of getting back to Lincoln for the state title game.
It's going to take exactly what we're doing right now, working hard at every single day during practice, and then make sure that when it's game time, we come out, we stay focused, and we do what needs to be done, and leave no questions on the field, whether we should have tried harder on a certain play or anything like that. Leave it all.
Here recently, Scottsbluff has not allowed their opponents to breathe. A scoring barrage on offense, and they forced 10 turnovers over the last 2 weeks. Mokiak says they just need to continue their violent style of ball.
Yep, it's very important. We need to kick up the gas, step on the pedal, and not let go. We need to drive our cleat right on their throat, just how we did against Sydney, how we started off, started the tempo, and made sure they knew what we're coming with and how the Scottsbluff Bearcats went.
Pre-game tomorrow night here on KNEB TV and 101.7 The Trail. That starts at 6:30 with kickoff at 7. Also tomorrow night is Gering as they play McCook. Coverage on 960 AM and 100.3 FM starting at 6:30. That is the latest today at the Sports Desk. We'll have a look at your community calendar right after this on KNEB.TV News.
Sometimes events in life are planned. Others, a happy surprise. No matter what life change you're navigating, whether you're getting married or just want a bigger yard for your pup, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. Retirement. A new season in life where you can change how you live it. And something easier, convenient, that feels just right. When it's time, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Fall weather brings new clothing to compliments for you and your home. Start with women's fashion from FDJ, Piccadilly, Charlie B, and many more. We have beautiful and original ladies' fashions that appeal to women of all ages and sizes. And remember to complement your outfit with a bag from Vera Bradley. Finally, get your home ready with decor that brings joy to your life. Compliments for you and your home. 1708 Broadway, beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
Local lending. We're here for you from start to finish. Keeping money in our economy, supporting local jobs, giving back to our community, investing in entrepreneurship, making our quiet towns a destination. At Platte Valley Bank, we support local because we are local.
And finally tonight, Gering High School has partnered with the Nebraska Forest Service for a unique addition to skilled and technical trades. This morning, Nebraska Forest Service Representative Adam Smith was on site to demonstrate new sawmill technology that will be integrated into the GHS Skilled and Technical Science programs. Smith spoke with students and staff about the implementation of the technology, its benefits, and how GHS was chosen as a partner site for this resource. GHS instructor Steve Land explained about the benefits of this partnership to students and the community.
It's really big. You know, we started this process early last year, and Amy Seiler was in charge of getting it going, working through University of Nebraska. They wanted to see more parts of our forest, get thinned out a little bit. We had the big fires in Shadwin several years back, and so Shadwin was one that was chosen as well. We're close to quite a bit of lumber, and so we just followed through and kept in contact, probably 27,000 emails back and forth, and once we got that going, and we had to have enough insurance to cover the kids, and we had to prove to that we did that. So there's a lot of preliminary groundwork that went into this, and I got involved earlier this summer with Chrissy Land. She had a family get together. We talked about it, and there was notes left on her desk at her new job with the Nebraska Forest Service. So we done some work. We had a conference call with Adam Smith, who's out here demonstrating today. And originally we were just going to get a sawmill without a kiln, but we would have had to pay for the kiln. We were able to do that, but and then at the last minute the kiln came on board as well. So we're getting all of the stuff, around $25,000 worth of saw milling, logging equipment for free. We signed a contract with them. They can use it when they need to, and then Gering High School basically has use as first choice. So it's a really exciting, time for our program. We just cut up around $350 worth of a tree. That was our first tree that we cut up. So, on the market, it's going to be worth a lot for our kids. We've got several kids that, can't have the means to purchase lumber for their wood projects. So we have, about 125 kids that will use lumber throughout each year.
The sawmill technology will expand GHS construction career pathways into a more comprehensive, self-sufficient program where students will learn the process of developing raw elements and processing them into usable construction materials. By the end of the year, the kiln to dry the wood will be implemented as well. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you here next time.